So it's the same thing that happened to George Nweke. If you see, George Nweke resigned on Monday, the 24th of March. But from Tuesday, you can see the messages which I shared. This is my phone. You can see the messages I shared, where George Nweke was appealing that he should not be abandoned, that he has resigned because of his conscience. This is his phone number. This is George Nweke's phone number. This is his phone number, George Nweke.
Did you send this message to?
I said, yes, he sent it by. So if we go, when it gets to the time where we need to sit down in this criminal libel, he cannot deny, because this is this registered phone number known as God.
Send it to.
Everybody has it.
Who did he send it to?
This is it. He sent to me.
What was he saying? So was he pleading for something, or what exactly is the content?
He was appealing that the governor should give him money, that in fact he is packing out for the official residence. He doesn't have a house within town to live. He doesn't have money, and that he should not be abandoned. Look at it. Now, yesterday, he deleted.
Thank you so much, Honorable, here for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Shehu, for having me.
Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Yeah, let's begin tonight. I'd like you to be able to explain to Nigerians what really went down and your role in these heavy allegations that have been leveled. Well, first and foremost, the information that we have is that yourself, Dr. Nweke, and Governor Fubara were an item. You were very close. He's very close. He knows the ins and outs in the government house and the runnings of government. Is that true?
Well, Mr. Shehu, thank you for having me, like I earlier mentioned. To respond swiftly to your question, that is not true. George Nweke, the former head of service, had no political or intimate relationship with us, be the governor of Rivers State, elected by Rivers people. That's Fubara, not myself. You know that George Nweke was a civil servant, and his responsibilities are clearly outlined. As head of service, the closest he gets to the governor is at the executive council meeting. And if he has something that he wants to relate to the governor, which, quote and unquote, relates to civil servants, he needs to seek appointment with the governor and be cleared by the DSS in charge of security in government house. Judge Nweke and myself, nor the governor, had never had any meeting jointly or severally at all. Not talk of something as far-reaching as political discussion. Not a politician. He does not. He heard from his local government, Mumbai local government area. He does not even partake in critical local government political discussions because he's a career civil servant appointed by extension of his tenure by the governor to be head of service who was doing contract. So that is totally out of it. He has never been part of us politically. He is a career civil servant, and even when the governor needs to clarify issues or discuss things with him that has to do with civil servants, it is based on appointment. So at what point are we going to sit down with George Nweke to discuss issues that has to do with politics? So that's totally out of it. They just needed somebody who has a little level of hierarchy in government to score cheap and failed political points.
So if you look at what is happening, would you regard Nweke as perhaps a very influential person who knows the ins and outs of government in Rivers State, whom you will refer to as issues regarding contracts, issues regarding policy and governance pass through his table quite often? Is that right?
Totally correct. George Nweke, as former head of service, like the name implies, head of service, it has to do with civil servants purely. So when you say influential, what influence does it wield? His responsibilities were purely to issues related to him that has to do with civil servants. He's not even the chairman of the Civil Service Commission, but as head of civil servants, his responsibilities were purely when and if the governor didn't see fit to make certain memos to him, and when he sent memos, in particular as it has to do with civil servants, then he responds or makes his contribution. So it does not wield any particular or influential role that has to do with Rivers State or the governance of Rivers State. But granted, His responsibilities are defined, are clear, and if you be sincere to elect him, he has copies of the memos that have been exchanged between him and the governor of Rivers State when he became civil servant. So he will be able to outline where he has played outstanding or crucial role as it has to do with government.
Well, if you like to say the way you portrayed it, so it doesn't, in an unofficial capacity, visits that you are aware of, because you are perhaps one of the closest person or an ally to Governor Fubara. To your knowledge, are there moments where Mr. Nweke has been in an unofficial capacity visited the home or the residence of the governor to carry out any official duty or to see the governor, and that you three were there together? Can you remember any of those instances?
There is none. Let me give you instances. There are several instances where anyone working with the governor or Mr. President, then as long as you have an appointment, even those who don't have appointments, now you have a relationship with the governor or anybody in government, can visit unofficially. Take for instance, George Nweke's daughter got married last year. He visited me, gave me the card, and then I attended. He visited the governor, gave him the invitation card. He visited several others. That's one of the instances on an unofficial visit. So are other several visits that can occur. So you can send the governor a message to say, I want to see you, I have issues with my family, I need you to help me, and the governor can grant you this. But George Nweke has never, it's not even in the protocols of those who can have uninterrupted access to the governor. So I wonder when
are there moments where I don't know how you keep track of the visitation and an official visit of the governor to the governor by any of government officials? Are there records to when to keep track or to say this was the last time Dr. Nweke saw the governor Fubara?
Yes, the records are in government house. In fact, the security clearance of government house, which I superintend or supervise, are with the DSS. I challenge George Nweke to mention from the 29th, like he said, he claimed, to other dates where he visited government house, either at odd hours, different, without prior clearance from the DSS to say that he discussed with the governor. Let me show you records. Or let us say,
I just wanted to let our viewers understand the relationship as established, because in the inference that one could pick in Dr. Nweke's submission is as to the fact that he inferred that there was some cordiality in terms of working relationship and some unofficial relationship between himself, and the governor. He landed to say under the instruction of Governor Fubara. Now, let me allow you to respond to this. Why, based on the allegations, why would you do such a thing, Honorable Ehie?
Well, I'll not join issues completely with Mr. George Nweke, because I've already instructed my lawyers to file issues of criminal libel against George Nweke, and I hope he's very prepared to come and substantiate this claim and these allegations, which were. But just to buttress a little light, because we're in the process of making peace, and Mr. President has already intervened, the father of the nation, who we respect very much. And mind you, this interview, I'm not holding brief for my principal, to the governor of Rivers State, elected by Rivers people. But it's very important to clarify that I had no hand, that was a part of the burning down of the River State House of Assembly. Like everyone else, I woke up the early hours of 30th of October 2023 to hear of the burning down of the River State House of Assembly. And it's unfortunate that George Nweke, to satisfy his hunger for emergency riches at his age, having served over 35 years, can be bullied into making such allegations. And clearly to note that the world has seen that George Nweke was not speaking from his right frame of mind. You can see that immediately after his interview, moments later, we watched where his wife, who supposedly should be the closest person to him, was interviewed, not by phone, but by channels, your station. She was crying and mentioned names, including Dr. Henry Ogiri from Abua, local government area of Rivers State, who has been his long-time friend, as those who called him over. Henry Ogiri is the leader of that local government in the FCT militant camp, political camp. And of course, if you watch that video, the amateur video and subsequent videos that came up from other stations, you see where voices were coming up from the background. And you can ask your friends from River State who are from the HES faction. You would hear those who were telling George Nweke from the background, read from the script that we have given you, verbatim. Say it as it is. That's a native interpretation of it. And it brings us to the fact that last week I have everything I tell you here, I have evidence. And you see, that is why they have fought so hard to see if they can apprehend me. But I don't go anywhere, I'm always at home. So if you want to apprehend me, kidnap me, you have to come to my house. So to have evidence. One Kelechi Ogu, who was my colleague at the assembly, a member of the representatives, we intercepted a message sent to a WhatsApp platform. Voice note and messages. Before he could delete it, we intercepted, where he was instructed that ensure you implicate Edison here in that arraignment. It's here, my phone. So it's the same thing that happened to George Nweke. If you see, George Nweke resigned on Monday, the 24th of March. But from Tuesday, you can see the messages which I shared. This is my phone. You can see the messages I shared, where George Nweke was appealing that he should not be abandoned, that he has resigned because of his conscience. This is his phone number. This is George Nweke's phone number. This is phone number, George Nweke.
Did you send this message to?
I said, yes, he sent it by. So if we go, when it gets to the time where we need to sit down in this criminal libel, he cannot deny, because this is this registered phone number known and God.
Send it to.
Everybody has it.
Who did he send it to?
This is it. He sent to me.
What was he saying? So was he pleading for something, or what exactly is the content?
He was appealing that the governor should give him money, that in fact he is packing out for the official residence. He doesn't have a house within town to live. He doesn't have money, and that he should not be abandoned. Look at it. Now, yesterday he deleted some, not knowing that I had already munched a message which I shared online.
So let me understand this timeline, Honorable. So he resigned on Monday. When was it that he sent this message?
He resigned on Monday. On Monday, he resigned. From that Monday, he started sending message. See, tell me when to see you tomorrow. I sincerely want to see you. I have some smart and actionable ideas we need to work on to regule the hands of these bandits of our state. This is with George Nweke.
So when this happened,
I have printed these messages and they have been certified. No. Because these people, they can do anything to frustrate you.
Now, what do you think was going on? If I send this message to you, perhaps you are thinking that it's trying to reach out to the governor and be on the side of the governor. So what happened so rapidly between Monday and Friday that it came out alleging raising all of those claims?
The problem is that of contentment.
How much did the governor give him? How much did the governor give him after that
Monday? George Nweke is not a contented man. So he just feels that I have left this position. What will I be doing now? Who will help me? How will I survive? You see where he told me that his basic salary was less than 500,000. So that's why Nigerians are asking, how did you lodge in Transcorp? It's a very clear thing. You see where immediately that same day, his picture emerged with Kelechi Ogu, all of them. Because it is obvious that these are people who...
How much, Honorable, how much did the governor give him after that Monday?
The governor wouldn't have given him money because he resigned, according to his messages and what he told everybody, he resigned voluntarily, that he couldn't serve in a government that Governor Fubara was not the governor. But because he was complaining of hunger, riding for the fact that he was not contented, he had to reach out, and they reached out to him. He betrayed his conscience.
So,
he betrayed
so
his
does,
family.
So,
He
so
betrayed his children.
Did the governor respond to him at all? Or is it because the governor did not respond to him, that is why he switched side?
Well, I've told you that the summary is about contentment. He was not contented. He felt that he needed to own the world. This is the problem. So when they reach out to you and you lack contentment, you will fall prey. He's not the first, you will not be the last.
What has happened from yesterday to today, this is assassination of character to the highest order. And as I sit here and I speak to you, I feel very weak because nobody, no right-thinking man would believe this level of allegation murdered on an innocent man. What did the governor do wrong? That's my question, which is begging for answers, and nobody has answered that question up to this moment. For somebody, because I know the head of service very well, and I'm surprised because I spoke with him a few days ago. I am deeply surprised. So for me, I feel this is beyond money. I feel something is wrong somewhere. If you look at the first amateur video that was posted on the social media platforms, you will hear the voice of somebody, because I feel like somebody is blackmailing that man. The head of service that I know, the family that I know, will not go this length to arrange this level of allegations that are very untrue against a man who has done nothing to Rivers people, not to talk of Omoma people. This is the first governor that came and promised us that he was going to make sure he created more leaders in the local government, and he was going to make sure that development gets to every part of the state and also the local government, and that he has been doing. Now, reading part of that press release that was released, I was shocked to my bones. The governor would never stood so low. The governor that I know, that they know, not just me, they know will never do this. What is this whole fight all about? And you're blackmailing us with not supporting the presidency? Let me tell you something. Myself and everybody who needs well for this state, since as I speak to you right now, was supporting the president.